Welcome to Roanoke County Business Partners. You're going to like today's show. It's all about investment. Big investment in Roanoke County. We're going to feature 3 businesses. First, the largest investment ever in Roanoke County's history is the RDOG Group. Second, we're going to go to Coca-Cola Bottling Company, where they took a large building and made it even larger with a bricks and mortar expansion. And finally, we're going to come to Integrity Windows, who has done something very different, and that is re-engineer their entire plant, which happens to be 400,000 square feet. So stay tuned. We think you're going to like this.
Welcome back. We are here today to celebrate an exciting new announcement. RDOG Metal Packaging Group has announced a new business investment in Roanoke County. With me today is James Willick, the CEO of RDOG Metal Packaging North America. Welcome, James.
Oh, thank you, Jill.
Now, James, we've worked together now for the last 8 months to bring this project to a reality here in Roanoke County. Tell our viewers about your company and why you chose Roanoke County.
You know, so RDOG Group is a global metal packaging company. We have 18,000 people globally. We have 100 facilities in 25 countries. You know, in the U.S. we have 6 facilities, and you know we're about to add this we're about to add this 7th facility. So. Earlier this year, really just after the first of the year, we signed a long-term agreement with ConAgra Foods to supply almost all of their food can requirements for the U.S. And that meant that we would need to add capacity. So it meant that we were going to build a new can plant, which a can plant of this magnitude hasn't been built in at least 20 years, I think. So we're very excited about that. So we're going to build this. 525,000 square foot state-of-the-art can manufacturing facility. It's going to.
Now you're buying the Hanover Direct building.
We
here
are.
in
We are. We just. We just closed on that. We just closed on that earlier this week, and I was actually just over there earlier today, and all of that. All of that racking from the distribution. That distribution area is being taken out, and yeah. So I don't think. I think when we're done with that building in the next 5 or 6 months, I don't think you'll recognize it.
You're totally converting this building from a distribution facility to a manufacturing facility.
So we are. It is. I think that this is a. I talked earlier with you about. I've been in the food can industry now for 25 years, and this isn't the same kind of facility that I started in. The kind of facility that I started in 25 years ago, we had a broad base of labor and very few skilled positions. Well, this is going to be exactly the opposite. We're going to have a very small base of labor type positions and we're going to have a large number of highly skilled positions, electrical techs and electricians and tool and die makers and mechanic techs and all. So this is really bringing food can manufacturing into this century.
Now you're hiring 96 new employees.
We are.
With this project, and also understand that it's about a $93.5 million investment, which is the single largest investment in Roanoke County's history. So we appreciate your choosing us, and I know that there were a number of states in consideration for this project as you were evaluating the southeastern United States, and ultimately, Roanoke was successful.
Yeah.
Tell us how that came to be.
So first, you touched on that $93.5 million investment. I want you to know that it's the largest investment that we've made in a new facility as well. So
nice.
So yeah, no, it's
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, no, so it's very exciting. So being in the glass industry and the food can industry, it's most of it is incremental investment in existing facilities, and even the facility that we just opened up in 2010 was only a $30 or $40 million project. So
this is a very big deal.
This is a big deal to us. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about why Roanoke. Really, for us, this was Roanoke had everything we needed wrapped up into a nice package for us. So there is a building here that met our requirements. It is in an area that gives us good access to north, south, east, west interstates, and it gives us good, we're close proximity to our customers. We have a great we have a great access to a labor pool here, a highly skilled labor pool, which is what we're going to need. You and the local officials have been absolutely wonderful to deal with. The state has been more than helpful, and really I think it's the approach. It was, we had our list of requirements, and okay, so the area met all of the requirements, and then we had our list of issues, and really it was just everyone here, tackling those issues and getting those crossed off the list once and for all, so that Roanoke emerged as the only choice for us.
So we met the requirements, we solved the issues along the way, and Roanoke is now successful with attracting RDOM metal packaging. So
it's true.
And these are some of your products, right?
No, it's true. It's true. So we brought some of the ConAgra products. So they're all brands that you would recognize: Hunt's and Rotel and Van Camp's Pork and Beans and Healthy Choice and Chef Boyardee, and and some of the new style cans that we'll be making. So no, we're very excited.
Now tell our viewers, how many cans are you going to be producing from this facility?
Yeah. So we'll be making about 5 million cans per day. That's about 5% of the U.S. food can requirement. So 5% of all the food cans in the U.S. are going to be made in this facility.
And if I understand correctly, you'll be hiring immediately.
Yes. So we were trying to get this press conference done so that we could immediately start advertising. Really, our first equipment buy-offs start in just 6 weeks, and we want to get that core group of people in, and at least get that first upfront training completed, so that they can be involved in the equipment buy-offs and in the installation and the startup and all.
James, it's wonderful news. Welcome to Roanoke. Thank you for choosing us.
Chill. Thanks so much.
Look forward to working with you. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Enjoy a day at the beach without the drive at Splash Valley. Plunge down 2 3.5-story water slides, relax in the current river or pool deck, splash in our aquatic spray ground. Get wet and have fun at Splash Valley. Open daily through Labor Day.
Welcome back. We are here today to celebrate an expansion of the Coca-Cola bottling facility at the Valley Gateway location on Route 460. With me today is Dave Hopkins, the Senior Vice President of Operations for Coke. Welcome, Dave.
Thank you.
Now, today is an exciting event in Roanoke County because we are celebrating growth and expansion, and it's a wonderful economic development announcement for Roanoke County. Now, tell us a little bit about your growth here and the history of Coke in the Roanoke Valley.
Well, Coke has been in the Roanoke Valley since 1902. We just have continued to grow through the years. Over the last, 10 years or so, with all the customer preference changes, everything that's going on in the business, we needed more space. 2009, as we expanded our manufacturing center to provide more products, we actually ran out of space in the manufacturing center, decided that we needed a new location, and we found this facility and immediately knew this was the place for us.
So you came to Valley Gateway in 2009, and now we're celebrating yet another expansion.
Yes.
This was 36,000 square feet of expansion space.
Yeah. It actually is now given us 111,000 total square feet. We operate about 12 million cases of sales for the Roanoke Valley, and then we also do some stuff for West Virginia out of this building. We have 353 employees working out of this building. We continue to grow that piece of our business as far as what we're trying to do for the Valley. But it's a great building. It's been I tell you, it's been a pleasure working with the folks here in Roanoke getting this building done.
Now, Coke has experienced a lot of growth over the last 125 years, I believe, that you've been in business.
That's correct, yeah.
And certainly the Roanoke Valley has benefited from that growth and expansion. I know the bottling company in the city, and of course with this sales and distribution facility here in the county, it's been a true partnership for the local governments in the Roanoke Valley, as well as with Coke, to continue your growth here. And you know, we have a great water supply, so I can imagine why you initially came to the Roanoke region. And any plans for future growth?
We are continuing to grow as a company. We're continuing to grow both the bottling side and the distribution side. Currently, we have no plans to add bottling lines here in the Roanoke Valley, but we do have plans to continue to grow our overall market here in the Valley. Like I said, we just had a tremendous experience in Roanoke, and you said, you know, that Coke has generated a lot of growth for Roanoke, but I can tell you Roanoke has generated a lot of growth for Coke as well. So it's just been a true partnership.
It's been a wonderful relationship, and I know that you love Roanoke too. You used to live here, right?
Love Roanoke, would love moving back to Roanoke. It's a great place to live, wonderful place to grow or to raise a family. It was just a pleasant place to be.
Now, how many retail outlets are you serving from this facility?
In this location, it's in the thousands. We do 6 million total for our whole territory, so it's in the thousands. I couldn't tell you exactly what it is.
That's a lot of retail stores from
a lot of retail.
A regional distribution center.
And we do all kinds of retail stores. We do the small mom and pops to the Sam's, and we have different delivery methods for all of those places.
Now, is Coke still the #1 consumer brand?
By far.
Well, it's certainly the #1 most recognized brand in the world, probably. But
it is.
Dave, 125 years and going strong. We certainly appreciate you and your continued growth in the Roanoke Valley.
Well,
and
thank you.
Thank you for being with us on our show today.
Well, thank you for having me. It's been awesome.
Take care.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Participation in the recycling drop-off program in Roanoke County has been steadily increasing. With the increase comes growing pains. The following etiquette tips will help citizens receive the most benefit from the recycling program. Break down any boxes before placing them in the containers. We currently accept plastics and all types of cans. Do not place items with food residue in trailers. Fill trailers to capacity. When the recycling trailer is full, do not place items on the ground outside of the trailer. Visit another recycling trailer location. Please use the trailers properly.
Today we're in North County at Integrity Windows, which is located on Challenger Drive. That's right behind the Kroger Square at Bonsack. So now joining me is Kim Cart. She's Director of Human Resources. Kim, it's great to have you on the show today.
Thank you, Melinda.
And I know we want to tackle the topic of re-engineering. But before we do, for our viewers who are just driving down Challenger, Route 460, headed on to wherever, and they see this huge structure out behind, and they wonder, that's Integrity Windows, but what actually is going on in there? Tell us a little bit about Integrity and what you do here.
Well, I think it is a true learning experience because most people don't even know we're back here, which is amazing. We've been open for 10 years.
Yes, you have.
And we've been making windows for 9 of the 10. They typically associate us with Kroger now, and Kroger came well after we did. But we actually make wood. We used to make wood windows, and now we make doors, windows, special windows, polygons, just a variety of things from start to finish. So we used to, when we first started, it was a wood window product. Now we are, as you know, into an Ultrex product.
Right, and it's windows and doors.
Yes.
So now we get to the big issue. The reason we came today is because you have done an entire plant re-engineering. Now, we've had a lot of businesses do re-engineering, and it's very impressive. But you have 400,000 square feet here, and you did the entire plant. And in the whole time that I've been in economic development, I've never seen a project of this scale. So could you give us a little idea about what was the rationale behind the corporate decision to do this?
Initially, when they came to us and said this was in the planning stage and this is what we're going to do, it was with the plan that we could better utilize the facilities in Fargo, North Dakota, as well as our facility here.
Okay.
Fargo had warehouses that were underutilized, and we had a warehouse that was half utilized.
Okay.
So versus shipping wood from the facilities up there to us, we just decided to become the standalone Ultrex facility for the company.
Okay.
And it was a challenge. I mean, to re-engineer an entire warehouse and not lose a day of production was something, I don't know if we could do it again as well as we did, but we never sent the employees home. It was what I expected was we'd have a couple of weeks of, okay, you guys go home,
downtime.
We'll move the equipment in, and then we'll bring you back. But we not only kept running at full speed, we actually at one point were making a wood door at the same time we were making an Ultrex door on the same line.
This is massive. I mean, the logistics involved are just unbelievable. Is it okay if we go out in the plant?
Oh, sure.
And maybe look at some of the areas and try to explain better to our viewer what a re-engineering actually means?
Oh, I think that'd be helpful because you'll see things, one saw is 30 feet long, one machine is about 9,000 pounds, so it's pretty exciting when you see it.
Okay, well, we'll leave your product here and we'll go in the plant
Okay.
and we'll see the product
Great.
made.
Great.
Okay, let's head this way, okay? Kim, now I think you said this is the hardware area, right?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what's going on behind us. What are these employees doing?
In this area, we have what's called a pre-sash and we have a pre-frame.
Okay.
So in a perfect world, the sash is built the same time as the frame is.
Okay.
At the end of the line, we insert the sash into the frame and then we wait to package it to go out. What's unique about this area is this used to be our double hung window area before we re-engineered the plant.
Now that was wood?
Yes.
Okay.
And this is the last area that we actually did the re-engineering on.
Okay.
So we were still making the old product here while the new product was being made on the back side of the plant.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. I mean, the logistics are, I mean, it almost gives you a headache to think about. You didn't do this in phases. It was one continuous movement through the plant.
Oh, yes.
You'd take out one line, put it on a tractor trailer, it'd take off, a tractor trailer would come in, pull out the new line and install it. And going back to what you just said, these employees had to keep working through all this. You called it seamless.
Well, and it's seamless, and that was the challenge because we had employees that were literally training in Fargo. We had Fargo employees that had come down here to train our employees.
Wait a minute, that makes sense, right? Because you took all the wood to North Dakota.
Right.
You brought all the Ultrex and Infinity here.
Right.
So all your employees had to be trained, but they had to go to opposite places to train to bring the training back here.
Exactly. And that was the challenge because we had our key people that were in North Dakota being trained. We had our newer people that were still here trying to make windows. So, and we do a lot of cross-training, a lot of cross-functional groups.
Yes.
So not only did I have my key people up there, but I couldn't borrow my key people to help run this older line because they were up north training. So
oh my gosh.
It was very challenging. I mean, but it was exciting because they got the chance to go up there and see that facility, which is much larger than ours, and we were able to bring that technique down here because we introduced things such as fabrication that's brand new to us. We brought in saws that were 25, 30 feet long.
Yeah.
At the same time that we were doing this process, we were doing the new process over there.
Now, you didn't need saws before. Maybe we need to back up a minute and talk about You have a wood product, you have an Ultrex product, you have an Infinity product. What's the difference and what makes you Integrity Roanoke unique now?
Integrity Roanoke is unique because we're the only facility for Marvin that's making Ultrex windows.
Okay.
So, and in the past, we made some Ultrex with the Infinity line, but now we're making the Infinity, which is our replacement windows. That's an Ultrex product, and then we make the all Ultrex here on this line, and we also make an Ultrex door. So we're the only site among the Marvin companies, among the Integrity companies, that's making Ultrex. Integrity West Fargo, Integrity Fargo, and Infinity Fargo are all making wood products.
Okay.
So we're sort of our own, we have our own identity now, which is exciting for us.
Absolutely, and you know, I'm a little slow to get up to speed, but I'm beginning to see everything that you're talking about. So can we move on and go to the other side of the plant where everything started?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
That's perfect.
Okay,
perfect.
let's head that way then. Okay, Kim, you brought us to the fabrication area.
Yes.
And this is a very important area because before the re-engineering, Integrity Windows did not have a fab area. Why is that?
Well, before we started this process of re-engineering the entire plant, we had a paint line. And the wood, because we made wood windows,
right,
the wood came in already cut. So the only decision we had to make was it going to be a painted window or a bare wood window?
Okay.
When they first started talking about this, they kept referring to the fab department, which I didn't even know what that was. And basically what it means is we brought in saws, all of the saws that you'll see in this department.
Right.
Some of them are in excess of 30 feet long. They had to be brought in. I didn't have anybody among our workforce of 169 people that had ever operated saws in relation to making windows.
Sure.
So we had to train everybody in how to operate the fab area and how to operate the saws. Fab is a critical part of all the lines because the Ultrex comes in long lineals. Before, as I said, the wood was already cut in pieces. So we went from being a wood assembly to a fab Ultrex assembly, which means you'll see lineals that are excessively long, the tall piece
now,
that you see.
Okay,
yes.
Show us what.
That would be a lineal there.
Okay, all right.
The lineal has to be cut. That's a lineal there.
Okay.
It has to be cut and then placed into these carts that you'll see throughout the area and taken to the lines to start the assembly process.
And what's she cutting right here?
She's cutting fin. She's cutting flush fin.
Okay, all right. So this brings it back to the employees now. You had 169 employees that had never worked in a fabrication area.
Right.
Then you are slowly, as we're working our way across the plant, you are slowly taking out lines, bringing them back in, moving employees over so they can keep meeting customer orders.
Right.
But at some point, you're moved over far enough that they need to start working on the new equipment. So you've got to train. How did you go about it? I mean, you told us about going to North Dakota and sending your management group up there, and they sat down and y'all did an interchange. But everybody who we have seen on the floor, how did you do that training so that they were coming off old equipment onto new?
Well, we brought in, when we brought the Fargo people down, our first experience was with the door line. Okay. So we initially started, because that's our smallest line as far as people. We had 13 people. We brought them in and we had them work with existing door line people from Fargo.
Okay.
We started out, because the fab area and the door line is smaller than this area here.
Okay.
What we did is we started out with fabrication here with people that had been trained in Fargo, because fabrication is important because it has to be cut literally to within 1/100th of an inch. It has to be exact. So we trained the fab people here, and then these fab people were able to train over in the other line, the all Ultrex line.
Okay.
So we did a lot of crossover.
Cross training. So it was just a constant process of moving people through.
Exactly.
And this is where I should really brag on you, because when we did Business Appreciation Week this year, we had a special event, and Lieutenant Governor Bill Bowling came in because we had 4 businesses that were creating jobs. Integrity was one of them. You were creating jobs, but what you were really focused on with the re-engineering was retraining. And you retrained everybody.
Every single person.
169 people. And you were awarded over $84,000 and some change to assist with training. I mean, it was really a wonderful thing to happen to our area and the county, you know?
Well, it was fabulous for us because it enabled us to teach them some new things. It enabled us to solidify our workforce because they like to be cross-trained. stream.
Yeah.
That's what makes us a unique company, is that
does.
when we hire people, we tell them, you don't know what you're going to be doing from day to day. You might be in the flex line, you might be in all Ultrex, you may be in fab.
But that makes for a better
But
workforce.
that makes for a better workforce, a stronger workforce, and they like it because they can learn different things.
Exactly.
And they love traveling to Fargo, because Fargo, they've been doing it 10 years longer than we have. So
Okay.
they are very, very good.
All right, well, let's move on.
Okay.
Is there another part of the plant that we
The
can go
door
to?
line, we can look at the door line,
Okay.
which is where we had all started.
Okay, that'd be great. So we're going to head out this way.
Okay?
Okay, Kim, you've now brought us to doors, and this is where it all began.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about what happens here.
I think on the door line, the thing that's exciting about this is where the process started. This
Yeah.
was the first group that we trained, the first supervisor we sent up. The door line has a lot of parts, so it was a very good group to start with because it's smaller. It's more detail oriented, but it was smaller, so we only had to send about 8 people. And now it really benefited us because the door line supervisor very often floats to fab in flex. So Enos can go to both departments, and he can work over here and have the assistant run doors, or he can go over and help in fab because he has experience.
Okay.
So the door line was the first taste of it, and
Okay.
they came back and were able to communicate to people in the plant, this is what you guys are going to be in for. We'll staff up, and next year we'll begin production of the all Ultrex door. So we'll
Okay.
continue to grow.
All right. So it all started here. We repeated the process several times. You took a line out, put it on a tractor trailer. It took off for Dakota.
Right.
Dakota's tractor trailer came in, brought the line in.
Right.
And you gradually moved through the whole plant, and it was a continuous process. The employees moved with it. You run how many shifts?
We have 2 shifts.
2 shifts,
Uh-huh.
169 employees. They're still running the old processes, meeting customer orders, and they're learning the new processes and being retrained at the same time. So, once you sent the paint line out of here and you're not painting wood anymore, you have a new business model. What is that?
Absolutely. We have an Ultrex window, we have a replacement window, we have an all Ultrex window, we have wood Ultrex. We're making totally different product line, and we've added a night shift. We didn't have a night shift before.
Right.
We started out with a flex night shift, now we have an all Ultrex night shift, and next year we'll add 2 more lines. So
Okay.
we're continuously growing.
Yes, you are. So, as we end this program, I think it's appropriate that we end in shipping. Can we head down
Absolutely.
that way?
Absolutely.
Okay. Here we go. All right, Kim, we're in shipping now, and I guess this is the appropriate place to close
Yep.
the program. But let's talk about, first, you have kind of sister businesses here in town that are suppliers. How is your growth with this re-engineering affecting their businesses?
Well, obviously, the additional business that we've obtained has been a big help and big nice thing for Cardinal Glass because they supply our glass.
course, yeah.
Tecton Products at Dixie Caverns does our Ultrex, so it's been a huge influx of business for them. They've added several of new associates to help us because the Ultrex volume has gone way up.
Right.
So we were real excited about that because we all work in tandem and we
Yeah.
all work very well together.
So, the plant is pretty much re-engineered now. You're just finessing it and everything. You're at 65% capacity, and your goal for January 2014 is?
100%. We will be at 100% January 1, which means that we're now, instead of being 169, we're at 229. So we've added a lot of new people.
Yes,
We
you
are
have.
continuing to look to new people. We're still fine-tuning some of the logistical things because we're co-mingling orders. We have different products on different trailers. So we're going to be adding drivers and adding routes. But it's exciting because we continue to grow. We're going to add new lines next year. And we'll beef up our night shift. So it's always exciting when you're adding. And you're busy. And we've been working a lot of overtime hours, but the associates are all dialed in. So it's a really positive environment.
Well, this has been a wonderful experience. I mean, we've really gone through the whole process of re-engineering, and it's so positive to hear you talk about how you impact other businesses in town that are related, and also that you not only retrained all of your employees, you're hiring more.
Oh, yeah.
So we ask you to keep up the good work.
Thank you very much.
And anytime you want to re-engineer again, please invite us back, okay?
We'd love to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kim. Stay tuned. We'll be right back in a moment.
Volunteer firefighters save lives.
Do you have what it takes? Visit RoanokeCountyVA.gov/FRVolunteer.
Or call 540-777-8706 to become a volunteer today.
Thank you for watching today's program on investments. We really enjoyed filming this program. I hope you enjoy watching it. If you have something going on with your business, like an expansion, you're creating jobs, or you have a new certification, call us. We'd like to showcase your business on our program also. So join us again for Roanoke County Business Partners, or call us at 540-772-2185.